Hi, welcome back to My Life with Plants. I'm Newman, and today's Saturday. It's the big Orchid move-in. We're all going to come inside. So I have this table I use every year. I get this fold-up, cheap trays or racks. Just unfold like that, and they clip into place. I'm going to use that down there because I'm going to move all my supplies in the back. This table will be used. I have space there. First thing I'm going to do is bring the orchids in, and then according to how much I water them, or if they just need a dry rest, they will go in a position where I don't have to keep reaching in and getting them out. Dry rest orchids will go up here. Things that need more water will go in there. So these are the sauces I use. I've got a lot of sauces in this bag. Hot sauces that I use, and I wash them all up every year. If you haven't already seen, there's roots on that Phalaenopsis. Let me tell you what, Phalaenopsis is just doing so much better on a mount. But I can't do it to the ones in the living room because it'll get pretty dry in there in winter. They'll lose their roots. But with these tropical summers we have, I can just put them out and they grow plenty of roots onto the mount. And a little inspection of the tip of this Epidendrum fulcatum. It'll be okay. It's just a cosmetic problem, and orchids are gonna get it. Okay, I'm gonna get on with this, and then every time I progress a little bit more, I'll update you so that you can follow along with me through my chaos. And yes, I think I mentioned in the last video that I am fully aware of how many plants I can have and how many I can't. I'm not going to bother so much with orchids that just don't do any well at all. And what I mean by that is if I grow them during the year and they're going to die off or stunted growth, and then they're going to have a burst of growth, and then that growth will die back, I'm not going to bother with them. I'm only looking for orchids that make an abundance of growth and they do well, and I do have a lot of those. And as you follow through, I'm going to show you the ones that didn't do so well either. It's a lovely day. It's going to be 25 degrees, but as you know, we're going to get a low of going down to 10 degrees, which is about 50 Fahrenheit, or a little under that. So it's just getting too cold, but I got to bring them in because when I have time, I got to utilize my time. So in comes this one and this one straight away. Look at these roots that are poked through to the other side of this vanda. You have to edge them out slowly without breaking them off, but if I do, it happens. Alright, you can see I'm using my brain here. And what I'm doing is I'm just bringing in orchids and hanging them, because if I put them straight into there, I know I'm going to move them around 2 or 3 times and go lose my mind. So first thing is just bringing in these ones that like a more of a moist butter reduction in water for winter. That's what I'm going to concentrate on now. And I'm going to go get that brassica because that's another one that likes to be Varicose. I think that's the one I have. I'm not sure of the identification because I don't have a label or a name. And it hasn't flowered, so that's what I'm going to do. First priority is this mini greenhouse here. This is Brassica caudata. There's the label there. Cool. You can see that lovely new growth right there, and the blackening on the bottom of the bulbs is no disease. It was a lot of heat or sun exposure, because if you look at the newer growths, it's not the case. Native to tropical lowland areas of South America, this one prefers constant moisture, water all throughout the year, no dry winter rest whatsoever. So it's going straight in there. If you are a person that has to bring in your orchids, here is a good reason why you can't have a huge collection, and that's because when you're bringing them from outside, you got to wipe the leaves off, because there's a lot of fungal spores on the leaves. I don't know if I'm getting this on the camera or not. And it's a good idea to just wipe them off. Also, you could have the odd pest, but mainly the fungal spores that travel on the, or get attached to the leaves. I'd like to wipe them off, because these orchids will be in close proximity to each other. And this kind of thing makes it harder, because if you have a really large orchid, that's a lot of leaves to wipe off. It may look like a curse, but once you're in a routine of doing it, it's not that difficult. You don't have to do it, but you could end up with a spread of fungal infection. And all of the orchids, a lot of the orchids I own are gifts from my friend, and I like those kind of orchids the best, because I know that they've been put through a lot. I mean, she just has them outside in terracotta pots in sphagnum moss. She didn't go out there and water them very much. I asked her, do you water them daily? She said, no. In the summertime, they can dry right out. And then other times they get water. They don't get any special treatment. She gives them the compressed animal dung fertilizer. That's about it. Nothing else. And she does have to... Knew that would happen. Drop the camera. Yeah. So what she does is grow in sphagnum moss, and they're outside. And this is monsoonal Japan here. The thing is with the sphagnum moss is that everyone's scared of using it. You don't fill the whole pot with sphagnum moss. You half fill it with styrofoam. And then you just put a little around the roots. Just a little bit. You don't have to shove a lot of sphagnum moss into the pot. You can actually leave big open spaces so that the roots just will grow onto the terracotta. So that's how you use it. If you can't afford to buy bark, or you don't have it, maybe sphagnum moss is easier to keep, right? And it does dry out. And then when it gets really, really rainy, there's not too much sphagnum moss in there to start with. so it's almost epiphytic. This is how a lot of growers have been using sphagnum moss these days. I notice when I purchase plants, like even native dendrobiums, they tend to just have a little, what I mean a little is just a few, I mean, no more than even less than quarter of this pot, and they just put it a little here and there, but a lot of it is empty space, and all the roots just mainly grow onto the terracotta. So you can do it like that. I mean, let's face it, the roots are just for anchorage. It really doesn't matter what you have them growing in. I think you could even have just styrofoam in there and it would be fine. Alright, we're going to put this one back in the... All the orchids I have are wrapped up for monsoons, or securely tied on. Like this Phylogeny fimbriata. This thing needs water all the time. It's going to be happy in that. And I'm just going to go with a good hose off to get rid of some pests that may be hanging around on it, and then bring it in. I'm going to blow off the slater bugs. Alright, here we go. It's an idea if you have storms, is you have nice flexible soft bonsai wire like I got there, and you wrap it around many times. There we go. It kind of hasn't, it's nice and healthy, but it hasn't grown any new bulbs. It will do that in the winter, however, because it's much cooler and it just seems to go into growth. So we're going to bring this one in. We're going to have a little drip dry there while we get the next one. It's another one that doesn't want to dry out too much in the winter. And then we're going to give it a good hose and then a drip dry. And don't worry, I will be using fertilizer because these are on mounts and they are going to lose a lot of moisture, lose a lot of fertilizer. As they get more fertilizer, they will lose some. So you can keep, I'm just going to put that bark back on with some twist tie, no big deal. And the next one's hiding at the back of Phylogeny here. There it is. This is Encyclia porpax. The names are coming to me today. There's another one that don't want to dry out. I know that. That would kill it. It also said Brassica cordata isn't one to dry out excessively. They can kill it too. So there we go. Let that dry a little bit. And the next one I want to give it good water before I bring it in. And once again, securely stuck on, because we get heavy winds here. And this one's just growing in moss because it is a Coleogene huertneriana. And you can see that it has these new bulbs that have grown off. They need to put on some size though. Before it comes in, let's give it a good water. Here we go. Right, we've been progressing here. I gave this a good hose off. I don't see any slater bugs. They usually hitch a ride. We've got this maxillaria here. Dyneema polybourbon, that's bound to have a few slaters in it. There's its hanger. This maxillaria tenuifolia just got a good hose. Progressing, getting there. These ants keep hanging around. This plant must give off nectar. I know what you're thinking. It's got scale. But I don't think so. I'm going to take it in and give it a good wipe. Also got to bring this one in. It's starting to look good now that it's getting cooler. This one would appreciate a mount, that's for real. That's what I'm going to do for it, because it's not doing too good. It's had its chance. Cattleya lundi. You are kinda different from the other Cattleyas because you like to be kept more humid and moist. Not so much of a dry rest. That don't seem to do it any good. I'll take your mount off. Bring these guys along. Alright, stay tuned because I've got more coming up. Just got to bring these ones inside. Okay, this tray of orchids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 all have to go into here. So let's get started with that. It should all fit in. Yep, we're going to give it a go. And this one is not, because it's always hangs up there. It's going to bloom pretty in the next 2.5 months. Okay, now I'm going to get on with filling this up, which is going to take a bit of messing around until I get it in there properly. So these are all the ones that need the extra moisture over the winter, and to keep them all together in the same area makes life easier. Okay, you either love this or you hate this. This can be such a job. Such a job. First things first. How's this going? Vanilla polystackies. Let's see. Can you imagine when this gets bigger? Oh, yeah. Nope. Whoop. Just knocked over polystackies. What is that? This one, you can keep moving it around and around and around and around. I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm going to move you up higher. Right up there. Maybe. Maybe a little further forward. Let's see. Towards the back and up. Let's have a look. Who wants to do what I'm doing? This video could end up 2 parts. Definitely could end up 2 parts. Okay, a little bit higher. All right, so we'll do that. Ooh. Put you back, all these stickies. There you go. He's bumping on that wire. Move you over a little bit. Hey, this is looking pretty good. I don't know if we're capturing all of this on my camera. I am starting to get stuff in there. I want to move this over so that you can see what I'm doing. Because this may interest you. What the hell I'm going through. Look after plants. Every year is different. Every year, it's never the same. But as I keep doing stuff, I get better at it, and I learn about how to put things inside. Yeah, I keep learning and I get better. So this is probably the best setup I've ever had so far. Whew. This hanger is super long. I knew I was going to get myself in the poo-poo. Man, I had this hanger. But never mind, we'll get around it. Whoa. We knocked that off somehow. No, I am going to be able to hang this once I poke it through. You may be wondering why I'm going to keep it here with these other orchids. It is a orchid that needs moisture, so I have to keep it in here. It's got a massive long hanger. It'll be okay. That'll be fine. Yes, Maxillaria tenuifolia. From my experience, it needs water and humidity and everything, even in the winter. It utterly requires it. I'm going to keep these hangers with the plants because if I don't, I probably won't be able to find them. Alright. I'm going to opt for down here. Because I've got to get all those vanders in yet. Okay. This should be fine. There. Oh. I'm pretty happy. I was expecting a lot worse than this. A lot more difficulty. Is working out very well. Very, very well. Are we still on? I was going to put a twist tie on that, so I should go ahead and do it now. Since the bark is peeling off, I'll just put a twist tie on there. That should hold it on. Progressing, and this will be, I'm just going to put this on. You can see here all of the stuff that I'm planning right now is I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't have any experience, but now that I'm getting experience with plants, I'm able to make better decisions about how to house them. And so far, I'm getting a lot of plants in here. And I'm also thinking about what I'm doing because I'm able to water these plants and I don't have to keep taking them down. I don't want that work. That's the work I had last year. Just having to take them down all the time. And you'll see how I utilize these wire racks that are hanging up here. This may give you some great inspiration or some great ideas. These cotyledons, they just love water. So we're going to have to... This one's a little bit too tall for there. So, I still want to make room for the vandas, so I'm going to hang this one up in the corner, like right there, a bit higher. Well, I don't have to make it higher, I just have to bend this wire over this nice flexible bendy wire and put it back in and over. There we go. So that's a good tip for you guys. Nice flexible bendy wire. I'm going to show you some. This is bonsai wire. It's pretty thick. I don't know what the gauge is. It's probably a millimeter, but this stuff is super flexible and you can bend it easily and make shapes. It's also great for hanging your plants. If you suffer from hurricanes and stuff like that, you want to use that instead of hooks, and then you can just twist it around a couple of times where you're hanging it. It'll never come off, never blow off. Here comes a vanda. Okay, vanda. Let's try to hang you up somewhere. Maybe in here. Right, let's try. Oh, great. I'm able to see in and around the plants, and they have some space so they're not banging into each other too much. Okay, keep the brain on, come on. Don't stop thinking. Because if I stop thinking, I'm going to make a boo-boo. Alright, this one is kind of big. That lets me know how much bigger all of these other things are going to get eventually. So, we'll have you hanging right there. There we go. You're such a big guy. And this one is also pretty big. So you're going to have to hang up. Right there. It's kind of not quite inside it, but this is what I mean. This was bound to happen. I was expecting this. I had no doubts whatsoever that this was going to happen. Right. Hope you and Vanda. Vanda loose snary. There we go. Loose snary makes it in there. I don't know if I'm getting all of this on my camera or not. Next up, this one. It can sit in there for now. So I am still moving stuff around, but so far so good. I don't think I'm going to have to do this twice. It was my intention all along. And having this nice bendy wire here, I'm able to make it shorter or longer. It's very, very handy. For those of us that don't have enough space, yeah. You can go right there. Cool. And this one also has a nice bendy wire, so I'm able to bend it over and hang it anywhere I want. Brassica was poking me in the face there. Check out the moss on this one. Cattleya lundi. I like my lundi. Lundi has done really, really well, and I brought along its stand, so I can go in and hang like that. And it hangs fine. Looking up, one more. This is one that I saved from very, very old pseudo bulbs. I'm going to pull it off this very, very tough, thick hanger here because I don't need it. As long as I have the twisty, flexible wire here, everything will be fine. I'll be able to work with that. That's my pliers. Probably wondering why it's taken so long to get it off, because I twisted it around there 150 times. And I just straighten this out, this wire out, so that it's nice and straight. And I'm going to twist it together, which makes it a bit stronger. Just put my pliers on there, going around and around a few times. I can use my hand. There we go. It makes a strong enough hook, just twisting it around. I'm able to hang it anywhere I want now, without being a pain. And I'm going to hang it right here. Here we go. A little bit more over. Great. Work is done. That is actually, I gotta say, that that didn't take as long as I thought it would. I was predicting this to just go on all the way for all day. All day. Didn't expect it to be this. I didn't expect it to be like this at all. Wow. Very happy. Very happy. We put their fan back in there, so we have the gentle breeze blowing, and this one here is actually one that can stay outside the greenhouse. Oh, fantastic. I'm very, very pleased with the work today so far. Well, this will be one video. I can't possibly do two. It's going to take well over an hour. This is the result. You can see all the plants have space. I'm able to get my pump here and water them thoroughly. No water will run onto the floor because everything's tucked in neatly, so all the water will go down to the bottom, and I have cloths to soak it up, but I will pull them out and disinfect them to keep it hygienic. And the front is open, this door is open, it has a little fan. It doesn't need a big fan because you just need to circulate air. You don't want a hurricane blowing in there. They don't really require it. And this Neolauchia puchella absolutely does not like to be pot culture whatsoever. The lower bulbs have died, so I'm going to put the remaining bit on a mount. It's like it's like the Denema poly bourbon, even though I got one growing in a terracotta pot, but it's in shallow moss. It's just one of those ones that wants to be on a mount, obviously. So anyway, thanks for watching. There's a Coleogene intermedia. It's always there. It's got the shade cloth up there so I don't get too much sun. So I'm really happy about this. Let me know what you think of all of the neat ideas I've all put together. And you can see that I got oodles of space left. Can you see up there? I can actually hang those plants up there if I need be. But you can see that yes, I still have all of this space here. Look, I could have a collection of more orchids if I need be. And just let me know what you think about this space-saving idea of mine. Yeah. And thanks for watching. I hope you had fun watching me put together this makeshift greenhouse for the winter. Temperatures in here will go down to about 10 degrees during the winter, and they can get as warm as 20 degrees during the day. On cloudy days they can hang around 15 degrees. And next up, on the next video coming up, part 2, will be the cattleyas and the other kinds of orchids, and you'll see me utilize these racks. These racks are my idea. Also watching Terry's orchid channel, and I'll put it up on the screen here at the top right hand side, but he uses these. I've seen him use them one winter. So it gave me the idea that it's a great idea to have a lot of orchids that you bring indoors, to put them all on it, and then you can just move the whole rack outside to water it and bring it back in. You don't have to take orchids all off, and you don't have to spray them and have them dripping on the floor. And okay, and until then, we'll see you for part 2. Thanks for watching again. Bye bye.